Hi guys, I'm back with another video for you today, and I'm just pretty much going to be talking about my anatomy scan and then my 24-week update. I don't want to ramble too much. I hope I'm not going to be all over the place because I do have quite a bit of stuff to cover this week. And yeah, so let's just jump right in. So I'm going to start with my 24-week update, and I don't have too much to update on, especially for symptoms. I mean, symptoms I don't really have a whole lot, except I out of breath a lot easier, as you can probably tell already. I just talked for like a few seconds. But frequent urination, the baby obviously is growing, so that is pushing more on the bladder, and therefore I have to pee a whole lot more. But and another symptom that I have is that I'm hungry constantly. I could just like eat an entire meal and feel like super full, to where I'm like, oh my God, like I just want to lay down and take a nap. But then 10 minutes later, I'm like, ooh, like what, I'm kind of feeling hungry. Like, what could I eat? So those are kind of like my symptoms. Somebody did comment on my last video about any embarrassing symptoms, like if I have gas, and things like that. The only kind of embarrassing thing that I've been experiencing is I burp a lot. Especially if I eat too much, I burp like crazy. I know that's kind of gross, but I just can't help it. I mean, I don't know what it is. I just have to burp a lot, and then at some point it goes away, but for that period of time, I consistently burp. And my husband is like, oh my goodness, like, but you know what can I do? It is what it is. But yeah, that's really it for the symptoms. I can't think of anything else right now. I am a little bit more moody. Like, I snap a lot easier than I would usually do. Like, I get irritated a lot quicker. But I think that's kind of normal in pregnancy. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have much to update on. I will be seeing my doctor for my next checkup on March 19th. So I don't really know how much weight I gained and all of that. I did mention previously in another video of mine that I had to watch of how much I was gaining, because I did gain too much like prior. Within 4 weeks I gained like up to 8 pounds, and you're only supposed to gain like 2 to 3 pounds like in 4 weeks, and I gained 8. So my doctor told me to take it easy and kind of watch what I've been eating, and just kind of like not let stuff get out of control. So I've been cutting back chocolate a lot, because that's like my number one craving is chocolate, like anything sweet. So I try to cut that back a lot, and I've been eating a whole lot more vegetables and trying to drink more water. And yeah, so we'll see if all that paid off by the next doctor's appointment. But other than that, that pretty much covers my 24-week update. I am going to do belly shot towards the end of the video. So now for my anatomy scan, I finally had my anatomy scan at 24 weeks. The reason why I had it so late was because we were moving from a different state till everything was set up, and then the place was booked up for like a few weeks ahead. So that's why I didn't get an appointment till I was already 24 weeks along. And the place that I went to is a specialist. Not necessarily like that something was wrong in the begin with, but my doctor said they always just send their patients to the specialist. So I did go to the specialist, and the anatomy scan is where they just measure everything, like all the organs, the baby's brain, head, spine, just everything, to make sure that everything was or is grown correctly, that there are no abnormalities, and stuff like that. And that's usually the appointment where you would find out the gender, which I do know the gender. I did know the gender since I was 11 weeks pregnant, since I got like that blood test done. But I said I wanted to have it confirmed with the anatomy scan before I would be announcing it. So gender reveal will be coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. If you have any guesses, just, you know, post it in the comment section down below. But yeah, usually you get your anatomy scan done at around 20 weeks. But as I mentioned, I didn't get it done until I was 24 weeks. So yeah, you pretty much just walk in, you know, they put a whole bunch of like jelly on your belly and they start just measuring away like everything, kidneys, the brain, all kinds of stuff. So she did the thing, we're just talking, you know, there was a screen, I was like able to see the baby, and the baby was actually wearing the umbilical cord as like a crown. It was kind of like covering the forehead, or was like laying over the forehead, so that was kind of cute. And the baby constantly had the hands, I'm trying not to reveal the gender by accident, but the hands in its face, so constantly like this. So when she was actually trying to take a 3D picture, she tried multiple times. I mean, I think she got like 2 good ones, but then at some point she was like, okay, like that's as good as it's gonna get. But yeah, the baby has my lips. All of my girls have my lips. That's something that I was able to tell like by the ultrasounds right away. And yet again, that baby has my lips. Usually they look like my husband, but this feature they always have. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you some pictures and then I'm gonna get into something else. Okay, so let me see. I'm missing one. I'm not sure what happened to it. Give me 1 second. All right, there it is. So this one is the anatomy scan, the pictures from the anatomy scan, and you can see this one is the 3D, and you can kind of tell where the umbilical cord is like covering the forehead a little bit. So sorry for the glare, guys. So there's my little baby. And then I have another one of those, but I did put it in the nursery already in a little picture frame. And then I'm gonna, there's the other half I can't show you because that shows the gender. But here it's just little feet. I love baby's feet, so she took a whole bunch of pictures of those. Hope you guys can see well. And then you can see right here where the baby is covering the face with the hand. And then there is another one, and you can see right here the upper lip that the baby is going to have my mouth. But yeah, so those are the pictures. So after she took the pictures, she told me to leave the gel on. The doctor's gonna come in and just take another look at it. And I'm like, okay, you know, usually I was used to with my other kids that they sent the pictures or they have the doctor look at it, and then, you know, they either the lady comes back in and either tells you if everything is okay or not. But I thought since it's a specialist, maybe, you know, the doctor, that's like their regular routine. They're going to come in and just check it again. But I didn't think too much of it. So the doctor comes in, and she, and mind you, I asked both of them right away if everything seemed okay. And they said, yeah, everything is fine. I'm like, okay, like, you know, because this ultrasound is like the most nerve-wracking in the entire pregnancy, and I was scared, I was nervous going in because you never know. So just hearing from them that everything was okay just was like, you know, like I just felt like relieved. And so I noticed she only measured something in the brain, and then she was like, so I've noticed I measured everything over and over again, and I've seen that there's a little abnormality. and my heart just sunk. Like, I can't even describe the way I felt. I was just like, there's something wrong with my baby and it's in the brain. Like, that's a major, like, I'm trying not to get emotional, but you know, that's just, the brain is such an important thing you don't want anything wrong with, and my baby has a abnormalities. So she told me, I'm not sure what it's called. She told me, even if I would know what it's called, I probably couldn't pronounce it, but if I can find it, I'm just gonna have it like spelled out right here if you guys want to look it up or whatever. But she pretty much explained to me that in the brain on each side you have like two little sacs that are filled with fluid, and the normal usually measures to 1 centimeter. Like, I guess how much fluid is supposed to be in there or something. But on one side of the baby's head, it measured, I guess, a centimeter. She said 1.1. So I don't know if that was like 1.1 millimeter or 1.10 millimeter. I don't know. But 10 millimeters would be 2 centimeters. So probably 1.1 millimeters. In that moment, I'm sorry if I'm rambling a lot right now. In this moment, I tried to concentrate. It was just so hard. Anyway, so she said it's very mildly, that she pretty much wants me to come back in a month and just get an ultrasound done again to kind of check up on it. And I asked, you know, like, what could happen, like, what, let's say it doesn't get any better or whatever, like, what can happen? And she said that's something they really can't answer. That's, you know, maybe something we would see down the road, like even if they're in school, maybe we'll see like something is wrong. But she said it's so mildly, like I shouldn't be too concerned about it. And she said the reason why you know, like why it's a little bit bigger, like what can contribute to it, for instance, is like if the baby has Down syndrome. But she assured me, since I had genetic testing done and everything looked fine, that she most likely doesn't think that it's Down syndrome. It can be related to any other genetic like abnormalities, but again, I had the testing done, everything looked good. Or it could be something related, like other abnormalities in the brain. But she can really not tell me like why this, you know, is bigger than the other halves of the baby's head. And she also told me she wasn't able to see a whole lot from the other half of the head to like assure me, you know, oh, that one is just 1 centimeter or slightly smaller than the bigger one, or if it's the same. But she said from what she could see, she thinks it measured smaller than the other half of the brain. I'm trying to think everything. She said they could do ultrasound on the baby's head. You know, if it doesn't get better, they could do ultrasound on the baby's head when the baby's born. Or they could even do more testing, which now where I'm pregnant, where they actually go with a needle in your womb. I'm not sure what it's called. And actually get fluid out and like skin cells of the baby and stuff and do further testing. But this always comes with a risk. She explained to me if you're 16 weeks up, it can cause pregnancy loss. And they usually like to do it before 24 weeks. But I was already 24 weeks. And she said if they would do it now, there is a small chance that I could go into preterm labor. But she said she wouldn't recommend it, and she kept just saying it's mildly and I shouldn't be too concerned about it. She just wants to keep up on it and stuff like that. Just trying to think if I like covered everything regarding to this. Yeah, so obviously I was a mess. I went out, you know, I said thank you and I went out and I was just crying and I'm like, what is wrong with my baby? I'm not scared of what I would have to live with if the baby, if it's, oh, she did, sorry. she did actually say that there is a possibility, because the baby's head is still growing, that it all just, you know, gonna, what do you call it? Everything is just gonna, you know, grow into one of another, or whatever you want to call it, and it's just gonna be completely fine, like completely normal, like nothing to worry about. That's something she told me too. And she said, for instance, if a baby has like a cleft lip, which usually happens very early on, this is like a definite, like this will stay for sure. But with this one, there's a possibility that it could go back to normal and that there will be no harm or anything, but they just don't know. So I'm not quite sure if I go back to my next ultrasound if it stays the same, or if it got bigger, or if it's perfect. I don't know what the outcome would be if it's still abnormal. Like how it would impact my baby, I don't really know. They weren't able to answer me. But yeah, so I'm sorry if I'm like all over the place. I'm just trying to remember the best I could from what she told me and all of that. But yeah, so I went in the car. I was a mess, you know. I was crying. I called my husband because he was at home watching the girls, just kind of like telling him. And he obviously was, you know, scared and like concerned, and he kind of looked it up on the internet, and I guess most of the times it corrects itself, but I'm still worried about it. I mean, there's always that possibility that the abnormality can stay and that there's something wrong, because, you know, if it would be fine, why would the doctor come in to take another look, and why would they want to see me again in a month? And then also my doctor, my regular doctor, just called me a few days ago and told me that the doctor from the ultrasound place wanted to order some more blood tests, which I'm going to get done this Friday with some more blood tests I need to get done for other stuff. And then I'm going to also do my glucose test. But so why would I have to get a blood test done, you know, if everything would be fine? But yeah, obviously I'm concerned, but you know, I'm just trying to stay positive and tell myself it's mildly. And I did ask my doctor about it too, and he said he wouldn't be too concerned about it. So hearing that, you know, from like specialists and stuff, it does ease my mind a little bit. But then again, there's always the possibility for it to get worse. So I guess I can just wait till a month from now and see what the outcome, or what, you know, what the changes are, or if there's any changes or not. But yeah, I'm sorry if I rambled all over the place. It was just kind of hard to remember everything that she told me. I should have written it down for it, you know, to be easier for me. But it was just really hard to stay calm, and like, obviously I tried to take everything in and understand everything as much as I could and stuff, but I was just freaking out in my head. So how I said, if I can find the name, I'm gonna have it like in the video somewhere. So if you guys do want to look it up, if I did ramble like too crazy and you guys were like, what? Like, we don't understand what is going on with the baby, and you guys want to look it up for yourself, I'm gonna try to find the name for it and stuff, because how I said, my husband was on the internet looking for it, so he should know it. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna have my glucose test done on Friday, and then I'm gonna have my another follow-up on the 19th. And how I said, gender reveal should be coming soon, so keep an lookout for that. And then yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys my belly real quick, And thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And if you stuck to the end, thank you so much. I know this video may have been hard to watch with me being all over the place, but I so appreciate it. And if you do want to know what the outcomes are going to be, and you know, just want to be informed on what's going on with this baby and this pregnancy, just, you know, consider to subscribe. And if you like this video, please give it a like. And yeah, I'm just going to show you my bump. So this is 24 weeks. Let me see. So I'm wearing a dress, so I can't really lift it, but this is from the side. Let me try to back up a little bit. So this is from the side, and this is from the front. It grew quite a bit. And then this is from the side as well. I don't have any stretch marks yet, knock on wood, but you know, I still have about 15 weeks to go, because I will be 25 weeks tomorrow actually, so I'm a little bit behind. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. Bye.